Hello, everyone. I am trying something new today because I want to tell a story and I need a little bit more time than a 60-second reel will allow. So, I'm going live from my lovely backyard on this gorgeous autumn day. I'm super excited about that. I had a dentist appointment this morning, and I'm going to be honest, there was a period of about 14 years, 1 4, where I refused to go to the dentist. I had felt shamed by the dentist and the hygienist at, the most recent visit that I had had. And when things, weren't easy, when I moved to a new state, I didn't want to experience that again. I didn't want to go to the dentist and feel bad about myself. And so I didn't. But I want to give a little more context to that story so it makes a little more sense. When I was a junior or senior in college, so this was back like 2005, 2006, I went to the dentist for a routine cleaning, and the dentist came in, checked everything, all good, but he wrote down Invisalign on a Post-it note and stuck it on a folder and sent that over to his office manager. And I was like, that's interesting. You notice my teeth are they're a little bit crowded. And you know what? I like my smile, and so I've not ever wanted to change it. In addition, I was going to school for flute performance. I have a degree in music performance, and shifting my teeth around in a major way when I was a senior in college at that time, that was not going to work. Everything in the, oral structure is really important to a musician, who uses their face to play. So I was not going to do Invisalign. But instead of being just checked out and like, okay, cool, you're good to go, I was asked to go sit in a room and spent the next 30 minutes being sold on Invisalign and why I needed to do it by the office manager. And everything about that interaction felt really bad to me. It was just, I couldn't say no. I kept trying to say no, and it kept coming back to well, you should really do it. It'd be really easy. Here's how we could. And I wasn't being listened to at all in this whole process. So when I finally escaped, is what it felt like, from the office, my immediate reaction was, I am never going back there. Never. And not too long after, maybe another year went by, and my husband and I had both graduated with our bachelor's degrees, and we moved from Arizona to Cincinnati for him to get his master's degree. And that was the point where, a lot of us go through that in our early 20s where, I was working, he was getting his master's, and we didn't have any extra money, and we had terrible insurance. So we didn't go to the dentist. And every time I thought about going to the dentist, I felt that feeling of feeling shamed about my teeth again. And it did not feel good. And so I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off. And I built it up in my head to be this thing where I just couldn't do it. I was too scared. And I took care of my teeth, right? I flossed, I brushed, I got an electric toothbrush, all the things. So everything was mostly doing okay. And then I had an issue with my teeth. nothing huge, but just like, I think it was last year in 2021. And it was like, okay, we need to go to the dentist. So I got a recommendation from a good friend, both for, and honestly, it was that my kids needed to find a new dentist when we moved back to Cincinnati. We've been back and forth a couple of times. And so I got a recommendation from a friend, and she talked about how wonderful her dentist was. And so it's like, all right, I'm going to do it. It'll be fine. So I went to the dentist that was recommended to me after 15 years of not having gone, 14, 15 years. And the hygienist that helped me was so kind. She was so funny. She was so kind. Everything she said was just like, oh my gosh, everything looks so great. We're just going to have the dentist, look at a few things. And I felt so taken care of. And then when the dentist came in and talked with me, he showed me a couple of things that like, oh yeah, we could fix this, we could fix that. This one, doesn't look like an issue. We can wait and see. This one, here's how we could, fix this thing. Here's the least invasive way to do it. Let's try that first. And I cannot tell you how seen and cared for I felt in that interaction. And since that time, I think I've had probably 3 or 4 cleanings, like normal, go through. I've had other actually fillings like replaced here and there that were just old, from when I was a teenager and had them done originally. So there were issues where they needed to be replaced. And every step of the way I have felt cared for. And that lets me trust. And that lets me know that when the dentist does say, hey, there's actually an issue here that we should look at, I trust him. And when he recommends I go see someone else who he also really trusts, I trust that as well. And so even if I feel a little bit nervous, I have not been oversold. I have not been pressured into anything at any point in our entire relationship. And I know I can trust him. And I know I can trust the hygienist in his office to be kind, to be gentle, to treat me like I matter. And the tie-in here is that people feel so similarly about their finances. People do the same thing with their money stories, right? When we get to a point where, maybe there's this little issue that, I'll just kind of keep trying to take care of it myself because at some point, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 30 years ago, someone or something made you feel shame around your money or around your savings or around what you spend or around how you're building your business. Something made you feel shamed and you buried that inside and you said, you know what, I'm just not going to listen to anyone because I don't trust that industry. And I get it. And that's fair in a lot of ways. And what I know I need is what I give to my clients because I know I need to be heard and seen and listened to and guided with love and with expertise. I need to know someone is excellent at what they do and they're also going to be kind in the process of guiding me. And if I need a root canal, which sounds scary, I can trust that person giving me the right advice. And our money is so tender. Our money, our businesses, our income, our revenue, how we take care of our family, how we take care of our employees, it can be tender. It can be hard to talk about. And since I know how much I need that kind hand, that's what I give to my clients. So that as we are looking through everything that has to do with their business finances, their personal finances, there is no shame. You are exactly where you should be. You have done such a good job. I'm going to say that again. You have done such a good job. Even if I don't know you, everything you've done has led you to this moment right now, and it's going to be okay. So I want to leave you with that. That as we move through things that are hard, move through things that have been scary in the past, if you find the right person to connect with, hold on to that person. I will never leave my dentist at this point, as far as I can tell. And that's the relationship that I build with my clients as well. Because when you allow someone to be seen and heard, they are able to make new choices and move in a new direction that's healthy and aligned and transformative. So that's my story of how going to the dentist and going to your financial advisor can feel so much the same. If you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Mwah. Bye.